Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Warren, the school librarian over at West Elementary. Today I'm going to be going through a bunch of new book talks this week and going through some titles that you can be able to listen to and also read in our Sora ebook reader program. If anybody wants a little quick tutorial on how to log into Sora, how to check out a book, I have explanations and tutorials on my library page. You can go through a little video, explains exactly what you need to do step by step, and get yourself in. You're allowed to check out 2 books at a time using Sora from West Seneca, but if you add in your public library, like I have right over here, you can add in the Buffalo and Erie County Public Library using your library card. You can also add in the New York Public Library and the Brooklyn Public Library. And each of those let you take out more books. So, for example, the Buffalo Public Library lets you check out 20 books at a time. And all of those are searchable here in Sora together. So it's worth it to add those in. And again, if you want an explanation on how to add a public library card to your Sora account, I have explanations on the library page. Now that we've gotten into that, I'm going to go through a bunch of different titles today. I'm going to start by typing in a very popular building topic that I have in my library, and I have hundreds of these kind of books on my regular shelves. Lego. And I have quite a few Lego titles that are available right now. A lot of times these ones are checked out, but I wanted to show them to you this week because there are a bunch that are available. We've got books that go along with the Lego movie. We've got Lego Ninjago. We've got Quest for the Keys Lego. We also have Lego Friends. And there are a few extra sort of like non-fiction ebooks that go along with Lego characters. So we've got Lego Planets and also Dino Safari. And while those ones are definitely having little Lego characters who are made up in them, they also have true non-fiction facts mixed in too. So if you click on any of these ones, you're going to find some great stories that go along with the Lego figurines a lot of times and tell awesome stories together. So check some of these out. We got a little bit of fantasy going on there and a little bit of nonfiction, and it's totally worth your time. All right, the next series I'd like to show you, I actually own in my library as well. These are my Moby Shinobi books. And you're going to see that I actually have 3 of those. We've got Moby Shinobi Ninja on the Farm, Moby Shinobi Ninja at the Fire Station, and Moby Shinobi Ninja on the Job. And what's really neat is that this is a great one if you're a fan of martial arts. So if you're someone who really loves karate or taekwondo or jujitsu, all of those are different types of martial arts. And what's really neat is that Moby is a ninja, which means that he is a very sneaky fighter, but he doesn't want to hurt anybody. He just wants to help all of his neighbors and friends. And so in each of these books in the series, he goes off and tries to help his local community members. Now, I have to warn you, sometimes he gets really silly and he messes things up, but he always means well, and so he learns as he does things. And these are actually often in our Scholastic Book Fair, and so we added them to the collection because quite a few students really enjoy those. And they're all available, which is really kind of nice, so come and check one out. All right, the next one I'm going to be showing you is another series, and I again own a bunch of these in regular book form in the library. These are my How Do Dinosaurs series. And we have 2 audiobooks, which means these books will be read to you. How Do Dinosaurs Say Goodnight and How Do Dinosaurs Get Well Soon. These are fantastic rhyming books that are written by Jan Yoland. Very silly, and they're also great if you're a huge fan of dinosaurs, because dinosaurs are characters in the book, and she gives an explanation on each one as she's going through the story itself. So even though there's a lot of made-up stuff because they're dinosaurs living with people, which we do not have in real life, you get to learn a little bit more about the dinosaurs themselves, which is pretty cool. One of them is checked out right now. How can I tell? Right over here by How Do Dinosaurs Say Goodnight, we see a little place hold with a clock. That means that you're going to be in the waiting for that one. That doesn't mean, though, that you'll have too long of a wait, because people are only allowed to keep a book for 2 weeks at a time, and then it instantly comes back into Sora. If you put yourself on the holds list, it will give it to you the minute that person's done. We also have How Do Dinosaurs Get Well Soon, and I can tell that one's available because it has the word borrow underneath. So you can see that you can check that one out right away. All right, next series I'm going to show you. I'm sure quite a few people have heard about these ones, but you might have not seen these specific titles. This is the American Girl series. But we have purchased the leveled reader versions of these ones. So we've got Emerson is Mighty Girl, Willa's Butterfly Ballet, Ashland's Fall Fiesta, and Kendall's Snow Fort. I kind of like this too because it goes through all the different major seasons. So you get to see a little bit of fall and a little bit of spring and a little bit of winter. And while it sort of looks like it's two different seasons right now because some days it's been snowing and some days it's been sunny around here, you get a little bit of a mix in these stories. Each of the characters are based off of the American Girl series of books and dolls. So if you've heard of those ones, these might be a great fit for you. A little bit shorter of a read than the regular original American Girl series, but still really good. All right. Next one I'm going to show you goes along with actually a TV show. And it is the Magic School Bus series. Now, what's really neat is that the Magic School Bus was around as a TV show when I was a kid. So imagine, 20, 30 years ago that show was coming out, but they just redid it for Netflix. So if you're somebody who has Netflix, you might have run into this already. This is the Magic School Bus Rides Again. These are two different chapter books that go along with the TV show. We have the Deep Sea Dive and the Glacier Adventure. And just for people who haven't heard about this series before, it's all about a group of kids who are able to go on field trips, but these field trips are not normal field trips like to the zoo. They go into the middle of the ocean. They go into the middle of the glaciers, which are frozen ice mountains that are slowly melting. It is so cool. They are so interesting. And what's cool too is that their school bus is able to magically change into different shapes. Definitely a lot of fantasy, but also has a ton of really great nonfiction facts mixed in because the kids are doing projects to go along with their field trip, and so you get to hear all about their projects as they're doing it. And it's just a neat adventure. So if you're looking for a little magic, if you're looking for a little bit of science, this is a great series to check out. All right, I've got one more for you. And this one, I own a bunch of these books in the library. They are The Library Mouse, okay? That is written and illustrated by Daniel Kirk. And what I really love about The Library Mouse is that it's all about a little tiny mouse who makes his home inside of a public library. And he loves going through and reading all the different stories on the shelf, but one day he realizes he wants to write his own book. And so he comes out into the library and he makes a little book and he puts it in the shelf. And he thinks that no one's going to notice it, but a student comes across it and they actually open it up and they love it so much that he starts making more and more books. I actually do a lesson every year where my students make little mini books, my fourth graders do. And we have them to be able to read. If you want to learn how to make your own little mini book, just like The Library Mouse, I actually have a book talk that I did, I should say a read aloud that I did a couple weeks ago where I explained that. If you watch my Perfect Square video, you can go in and actually learn how to make the mini book that they talk about in The Library Mouse. And it's just a great story. It's a really interesting one and it's a really fun one. I hope that you come on over to Sora, check out some good titles. There are so many to choose from. And like I said, you can take out 2 at a time without adding any kind of public library card. If you do add in the public libraries though, you'll be able